Is no restart.
Big move in Bitcoin then, in contrast to all the notes I wrote pre-show, which were telling me that this was going to put Bitcoin under pressure.
The narrative that perhaps this launch of these political meme coins will sap flows from Bitcoin is showing us that it's really not the case this morning. If anything, it's just accelerated the momentum and the excitement around cryptocurrency under another Trump administration.
Hi, Dewald. What is all this FOMO about? Should I buy Bitcoin now?
Are you smoking your socks? You should rather watch my show. You should rather watch my show.
All right, legends, what is cooking? Oh, that is cooking. My alarm is cooking. Right, my alarm to do some chores. Right, went off here in the background. Legends, remember to smash up that like on your way in. This morning we did some technical analysis. We went a little bit higher, right? We didn't reject there by the 0.618. This was the zone that I was watching for a potential short. Well, in hindsight, we actually got the short, right? 0.618. I was watching a short, and then we we basically created a double top over there. But there was something very interesting about this move here to the upside, okay? And it was way simpler than Elliott Wave theory or trying to count the waves. And, you know, from an Elliott Wave perspective, there was something very easier, simpler that I spotted for a potential breakdown here at the moment. Okay, legends, we will go through the high probable scenarios. I will say hi to the beautiful community. Remember to smash up that like button. Let's see if Bitcoin can find support. There is some nice selling pressure kicking in, and there's a specific level. I don't know if it has high probability, but there's still a bullish level to still make one leg here to the upside. Although it doesn't carry high probability, it does look like momentum wants to continue here to the downside to at least come and claim this low over here. Right, legends, we have to acknowledge when you have a three-wave structure, and when you have a three-wave structure, you can build multiple corrective structures that becomes very confusing to analyze, especially from an Elliott Wave perspective, right? You can have an ABC, you can have an ABC, you can have an ABC, you can create another damn ABC, another ABC, another ABC. It can just get ABC crazy over here, okay? Trying to learn our alphabets. Right, legends, it's not easy to analyze a corrective structure, but there is some simple ways to trade corrective structures. Believe it or not, okay, it might be complex from an Elliott Wave perspective, but there are simple ways to trade these structures. And we will go through those levels today. Let me say hi, Irina, welcome. Always appreciate having you here in the live stream. Love it, yo, Dewald, welcome. Love the intro. Yes, I also love the intro. I'm just not getting tired of the intro, right? Love leaving a 2K live streamer for you. Dewald, real knowledge always wins. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. And legends, you know, I have to say, even with this little bounce that we're getting here at the moment, I don't trust the bounce. I do not trust this little bounce. I think it's still going to come and take the low, right? Just here on the smaller time frame, I think it's still going to come and take the low. Why do you think it's going to take the low? You might be asking yourself. Well, I see myself, I spot with my little eye a lot of bearish CVD here at the moment, confirming each momentum here to the downside, confronted with bearish CVD. You can see as price is grinding here to the upside. Look at this. Bearish CVD, bearish CVD, bearish CVD. Where's the target? The lows. Okay. I just want to see, yeah, ever so slightly, bearish CVD against those two pivots. Bearish CVD as price is grinding down, you are forming bearish CVD against the pivots, confirming that every time the low will be claimed, the low will be claimed until you start forming bullish CVD, confirming that momentum is potentially changing around. But for now, it looks like even with a little pump, and even if we claim the highs over here, it still looks like there is a higher, much higher chance to claim the lows before you claim the highs, right? You need to start seeing some strength. And at the moment, what this is showing me, very simple. Retail, okay? Retail is longing the crap out of, where's my pen? Is longing the crap out of Bitcoin. Retail is aggressively entering longs over here, still expecting the highs to be claimed and go to higher levels. And it's not really a good sign when retail is jumping into longs, okay? You want to trade with the smart money. So maybe, you know, smart money is giving them a little bit of hopium. Oh, I've nailed the entry. We're moving up here. And then we're not done yet. Okay, we're not done. The market makers is not done, right? Until you start seeing bullish CVD, which basically says retail has given up to long, they are now placing shorts. That is when the market makers will push the price up again. Okay, so legends, let's analyze the price of Bitcoin here quickly. And I think the last bullish structure that I potentially see over here is, and right, before I get there, why did I think that we are going to fall from here? Why did I think we're going to fall from there? Well, it was actually very, very simple. Much simpler than you think. Okay. There was a trend. Okay. And I've seen this movie so many times. There's a trend. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm connecting it properly. And then when you go onto the smaller time frames, this is what was a little bit concerning to me. Ever so slightly concerning. I had this potential trend for a bump and run. Okay. And what I wanted to see is for this little candle over here to break out. And it didn't. Because when you zoom in, look at what happened here. Okay. This is just one-on-one trend line strategy breakout trading. When you have the highest amount of volume, that leaves a wick behind below the trend, even if you get momentum to the upside, it's usually a fake out. And we got the momentum here to the upside. We lost the high and we fell down. Okay, and now we're building up all that bearish CVD, local bearish CVD. So I don't really trust this, what support that we are finding here at the moment. I think we could still potentially come down. And there's another level that I just want to see if it's going to hold for the bulls to have any chance for momentum here to the upside. There's a level that needs to hold over here. But this, legends, okay, you need to learn this. If you playing a break of trend strategy and you see this, you see a candle, especially on the large time frame, minimum 15-minute time frame, and it leaves a wick behind, and it is the candle that has the most amount of volume that failed, because this is a failed breakout. That is a failed breakout. It has the highest amount of volume, and then you break out with less volume. Okay, you break out with less volume. That's usually a fake out. You should be paying attention because there's a short around the corner. Okay, right. I just want to see more bearish CVD building up here against this pivot. More bearish CVD against this pivot over here. So I don't trust where we're finding support here at the moment. I think we could potentially, okay, there's a high chance to come and claim these lows once again. Right, give retail a little bit of hopium, and if they're not going to take profits where they're supposed to be taking profits, they're going to get stopped out. Right, okay, cool, legends. Let's see if the momentum continues here to the downside. So a specific level that I'm now watching is to say that the long trading plan that I highlighted this morning, okay, is the daily level. This is where I will start paying attention. The daily level that I spoke about this morning during my update, the 0.382, okay, well, I need to take this fib out the way. And now you do a fib, okay, from the bottom to the top, because now we have a fresh top. This morning we only had this top, and together with a 50% Fibonacci, we have a daily level, we have 50% confluence, and we have this beautiful low over here. So that's my longing plan. Okay, so if price finds momentum here to the downside and I see this price action, I will put my stop below the lows and I will target resistance, okay, for TP1. If it breaks through resistance, maybe you leave some of the position open. I don't know if it's going to claim these highs, legends. You have weakness below the trend, okay, and there's a high chance that you are going to make a lower high, okay, and not claim this high. So you need to be aggressive with profit taking. You have to take profits when you hit resistance, because there's a higher chance that it is gonna roll back down. So I'm looking to take advantage of that move. That's it. It's as simple as that. Then another scenario, which I think does not carry high probability at the moment, is that what if, okay, what if this is, again, a 1, 2, 1, 2, and it's going to rock and roll here to the upside. Doesn't carry a high probability, but at least let's be aware that this could potentially play out. I would have loved to see massive bullish CVD forming, okay, and with the momentum to the upside, you want to be supported by local bullish CVD as well. And at the moment we have bearish CVD, so you don't really want to trade against bearish CVD, because now you are trading with retail, okay. You want to trade with the smart money. So let's entertain the scenario. So in a nutshell, what you're basically looking for is you take your fib from the low, this low, because now I'm speculating on this being a 1, 2, and it's going to rock and roll to the upside. That low to the high, and the 786, okay, let me take this fib out the way, is your maximum bullish target, or your deepest bullish target, the 786. So if Bitcoin does not come to my preferred area where I'm looking for a long, and it comes back down here, and it does that, right, that, it needs to get acceptance back above the level, I will give the bulls a chance, because this local bearish CVD that's building up over here will play out once you take the lows. Then the bearish CVD has played out. But then what I would like to see, okay, is some local bullish CVD kicking in. So if I see the price action that I like, I will attempt a long. If I'm in front of the PC, if I'm not sleeping, depending on how long this takes to play out, I will attempt a long. But boy, oh boy, I'm going to be very protective over my position. I'm going to, if price just moves up here, if it just breathes to the upside, I'm going to protect my position. Okay, I want to be stopped out at break even. I don't want to take a loss over here, because as soon as it starts moving and it makes the waves and there is bearish CVD forming, okay, I might just close the position and get out. Or, just protect your position and let's see what happens type of thing. If it's a free trade, why not? Okay, so this is the last line in the sand for the bulls. And I mean, to have a double 1-2 structure to the upside after you've created the 3-wave structure, this is the game of probabilities, legends. When you have a 3-wave structure, to form a 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 to the upside, it's just, the market is here to surprise us by all means, okay? It just doesn't carry high probability, okay? So I know, people want bullish news. They want to know that we're going to $100,000. We're going to take the high over here. There is a scenario on the cards that could take us there, because from I always say a good technique. Am I lagging? Am I lagging? Guys, let me just check the... let me just ask the mods. SGS, Junior, Crypto Big Brains, welcome back. Mods, can I just ask you guys to let me know if the stream is fine? Okay, Junior, I think you sent me a message this morning. I'm picking up a couple of issues here on my side. Just let me know if the quality is good, if you can hear me properly. Okay, all good. Okay, perfect. Right, legends, we are currently getting the bounce. So if this is, I I just have to say, I don't like to trade against bearish CVD. It's not my style of trading. I don't like it because you could also find support at the 618, 50%, 786. And now we're pumping here to the upside, but look at the weakness over there. Massive weakness. Okay. It looks like maybe we're going to come and retest the trend and then fall down. Okay. That looks more likely to me. Don't let that little pump fool you. It looks very bullish now here to the upside. Bitcoin is pumping. It looks like it made the correction. But then when I look at CVD, it is not looking sexy. Okay. You almost now have bearish CVD almost against this pivot as well. Okay. Just needs to move a little bit higher, but you already have it on blue. You already have bearish CVD on blue. Okay. It's now invalidated this bearish CVD, but you are trading against the market makers. Okay. Yes. Can it move up? It can, right? It's just not a trade that I'm interested to take. I will wait for the next trading setup. Okay. I'm not, if it breaks out and it continues over here, I don't like to see weakness when I'm in a long. If you wanted to attempt a long, you had to get in over here. This is where you had to get in and your position should be protected. And I'm hoping that you are paying yourself when you hit resistance. Okay, because at any moment it can turn around and claim the lows based on the weakness that I'm seeing on CVD. Right, can it continue? Yes. I mean, there's always a possibility. I think what would be interesting is to say that, well, if we analyze this little structure here on the 5-minute time frame and I just zoom in over here, let's see if this plays out. I'm going to place a bet. Let's do a little bit of bet over here, okay? From the high to the low, okay? I more than likely when we hit the 618 and we claim these highs, if we do continue to the upside, I think we're going to get a rejection. Let's see if that plays out. Right. Cool. This news made the pump. Oh, I didn't know. Let's see. US weighs 1 month delay on Canada, Mexico. Oh, it's the tariffs, and that's now creating this little pump over here. But I mean, we all know Donald Trump pumps is very short-lived, right? We all know what Donald Trump pumps does. Okay, there's a Donald Trump pump. It didn't last very long. Very aggressive to the upside and then, okay, so maybe this is another Donald Trump pump over here and it's going to find weakness, maybe 618, 786 maximum, okay, maybe it breaks out, another fake out and it rolls over, making a lower high. Okay, I just don't like to trade against bearish CVD, especially if I'm in a long. I usually take profits when I start spotting bearish CVD, especially if I have more than one confirmation. And what I mean by more than one confirmation is if I have bearish CVD on blue and I have bearish CVD on almost on yellow, and right, you already have bearish CVD on white as well. So I already have a double confirmation and the yellow is almost there. Yellow is almost there. I'm always going to have a triple confirmation. 3 lines showing me bearishness. Don't like it. Right, legends, let's see if this plays out. I'm willing to take a bet, and I could be wrong over here, that we are going to reject in this zone. If we continue to move higher, if we don't just fall down from where we are right now, I think we're going to reject there. Okay, I am not going to bet against bearish CVD. I will bet with bearish CVD. So based on technical data and what the chart is showing me over here, I don't trust this pump. Okay. Here's the trend. You had a fake out from the trend. Fake out. Highest amount of volume was in the wick that was left behind. You lost the trend. It's most probably just coming back to retest the scene of the crime, and maybe it's going to roll over. Okay. So last level in the sand is that 786 level that I watched over there. But I just have to stress, legends, it doesn't really carry high probability for me. When you take a fib here from the low to the high, 786, the bearish CVD will play out. If we get some choppiness and a nice reaction at this level, I might consider along with a small position. Low leverage, low capital, small position. Let's see if the trade plays out. And if it does rock and roll in the third wave, because that's what has to happen. If this is a 1-2, 1-2, it has to rock and roll to the upside. okay, in a third explosive wave. So you can enter with very little capital and make significant gains if it does play out. But I don't want to enter with, you know, an aggressive position over here and just get stopped out with a loss, right? Because the scenario has low probability. Okay, right, legends. So from a longing perspective, I am looking at the daily level together with a 50% Fibonacci if we don't continue higher, right? So I have my trading plan at Mr. Bottom over here. We have a daily level and we have a 50% Fibonacci. And I'm not saying that I'm looking for this. All I'm saying is I am looking for a long over here to sweep up the lows, to bounce on the daily level and the 50% Fibonacci. And if we do get a successful bounce from here and a reaction, and I can enter with good risk management, I will take profits when you hit resistance. That is resistance. Okay, you can always leave a small bag open, 10%, 15%, you know, leave a little bit open, because what if it does that? Right? That what if scenario, or at least it comes to claim this high. Okay, there's just a high chance that it's going to roll over and come back down. So I'm just looking to take advantage of a small little day trade, 1% of my capital, and I'll see how much leverage I'm going to apply. Maybe 2% of my capital, but that's max. I'm not going to go more aggressive than that. Right. Okay, cool, legends. And then obviously here to the downside, what I do like about this 0.618, if we lose this zone, so it could come down and leave a wick behind and find support above. Stop loss is going to be very far. I would rather trade the swing failure pattern from this little pivot over here. You have a consolidation area. And when you have a pump and you have a consolidation areas, these areas usually provide support if price is falling from the top to the downside. So price is above. If price had to fall down and it loses this zone, this is support. You have a 0.618, you have that little pivot over there. If we lose this zone, I will look for an entry in this zone. Okay, it's all about having a trading plan to the downside. Okay, it's about observing the price reaction. Swing failure patterns, guys, are very powerful. Okay, they enable you to get into a trade with really good risk management. Please, guys, no limit orders, right? I've seen people liquidate and burn their account with limit orders. And the pro members will tell you guys here. Start to use trailing stop after TP1, 0.6 is almost at Monday low with value area low. Okay. Oh, the waves. Yes, the waves. Andy's Mr. Andy here in the house. Bullish CVDs on a higher time frame. Only scenario bullish 1, 2. Yes, Andy, I agree with you 100%. The only bullish case scenario I see over here, and I do think that it doesn't carry high probability because it was the same scenario that I saw over here. Okay. I said, legends, if this is not an ABC, the only bullish case scenario that is left is a 5-wave structure in a running flat, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you want to form a higher low and continue in a double 1, 2, right? And the rest is history. We didn't find support at the 786, we lost it. That was the last line in the sand. So the only bullish case scenario here, again, and I know, Andy, me and you are singing the same song over here, okay, is a double 1, 2. It doesn't carry high probability. I don't like it, especially with the 𝗬𝗍cie CVD, local 𝗬𝗍cie CVD building up here at the moment. Okay, we already have 𝗬𝗍cie CVD against this pivot. Oh, actually against this pivot, we have 𝗬𝗍cie CVD on blue and on white and on yellow. Actually, now that I check this out, let's zoom in. Look at, if I hold my cursor over there, all 3 lines, a triple confirmation for 𝗬𝗍cie CVD against this pivot. I don't like it. I don't like to trade against 𝗬𝗍cie CVD. I want to see some local strength, and I'm seeing local weakness. Can it play out? Yes. Okay, it's just not a level that I want to trade. Right, so on the larger time frame, like Andy has highlighted, on the larger time frame, we do have bullish CVD against almost all these pivots. Okay, we have bullish CVD against this pivot and that pivot. Insane bullish CVD, bullish. Oh, no bullish CVD over there on yellow, but we have a bullish CVD on white. Where's my little arrow? Okay, there we go. And we have bullish CVD here on white. But, you need local CVD to confirm the higher time frame CVD. So can it play out purely based on CVD? You have bullish CVD, of which the target is the high, but now you're forming local bearish CVD. So you have now CVDs playing against each other. Okay, I prefer to see larger time frame bullish CVD and then locally more bullish CVD, confirming that this CVD is going to play out. Right, but that is a scenario, legends, is a 112. You have, let me do this quickly. You have 1, 2, let's say 3, 4, 5, however you want to count it. You have 5 waves to the upside. Okay, you have a corrective structure. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this could be the corrective structure. So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, and off to the races you go. Break the trend, smash the high. Okay, once you take the high, the bullish CVD has played out. Just remember, once you take the high, bullish CVD played out. So if you did long in this zone and you are speculating on the larger time frame bullish CVD of claiming the high, that is your profit taking area. Okay, right, but I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. But I mean, it's not an easy structure here to the upside. I mean, what is it? What can it like to be? I was speculating in a 5-3-5 structure. Okay, I was hoping for a little bit higher, because if you are forming a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure, a 3-wave corrective structure, whether that's the high, this is the 3-wave corrective structure, that is the 3-wave structure. I'm looking for a 5, 3, 5, which means I want to count 5 waves, 3 waves, 5 waves. And usually in a 5-3-5, there's a minimum target that did not get hit. And I know while Andy was doing his analysis from an Elliott Wave perspective as well, he asked the question to say, Dewald, you know, do you think we can still higher, or do you think the C wave can be completed over here? And then you have to take your trend base FIB from the high, from the low to the high. Let's just take it from the highest point to the lowest point, okay? And you ever so slightly front run a minimum target, did not get tapped. So if this is a 5-3-5 structure here to the upside, you at least want a minimum target, which is the 0.618 to be tapped. It's not a common target even, it's a rare target because of how shallow it is. Ideally, okay, the higher up you move, the more likely the scenario becomes. You want to hit the 786, and most commonly, more often than not, it hits this zone over here, the 121 and the 1.236 in a beautiful 5-3-5. You know, that is a nice, especially when you have a 1-to-1 extension, which means this leg and this leg is the same length. So I mean, yeah, it's a, we didn't hit a minimum target. So if we do go up, right, then I will definitely, this is now my shorting plan, I will definitely consider a short at the highs. So everything that I've just told everyone, okay, from an Elliott Wave perspective, and it gets confusing, all I'm saying is because of this fake out, the highest amount of volume in the fake out candle, okay, if we claim the highs, even the larger time frame bullish CVD would have played out. So this is my trading plan. I'm looking for a short at the 0.618 and claiming the highs over here. I want to see how price is going to react in this zone. That is my shorting zone. From a longing perspective, this is my longing zone. Together with that pivot, if this does not play out, right, I'm looking at the 0.618 for a nice little bounce, and then you take profits at resistance above. Right, so long line, I think this is the highest probable one because you have confluence with the daily level together with the 50% Fibonacci. Shorting zone at the highs. Okay. There's another short. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive. Okay. Because remember, I made the bet. I told everyone I don't think we're going to claim the highs. Even with the bullish CVD. I don't think we're going to claim the highs. What is the odds? I mean, Andy, I'm not sure if you're still here in the stream. What is the odds of having a 3-wave structure and then forming a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. I don't know if an X wave, because maybe this is a, what is this? This is then a 3 5 5, or is it an ABC when you can call it a 3 3 5? I don't know. It's just an absolute mess, right? I'm just going to trade the levels, legends. I'm just going to trade the levels. I know that we are potentially in 3 wavy structures, ABCs. We're learning to our alphabet. So another shorting opportunity, if we do not get to the highs, okay, is in the box. Must I even go here onto the 3-minute time frame? Okay, Andy must be cracking himself up because he knows I don't like the smaller time frames. Okay, but that is where the magic happens, right? From a scalping perspective, this is where the magic happens. I do like these little highs over here for potential SFP. Okay, it's in the box. It's at the 0.618, 786. There's a chance that we're not going to claim the highs, and this is where I'm looking for the rejection to come and claim the lows. Okay, unless we start forming insane bullish CVD, which I don't see. Locally, I'm talking about local bullish CVD. There's no local bullish CVD. This looks like another fake Trump pump here to the upside. Okay, right. But like I said, legends, I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. If you've entered a trade over here, maybe you played the breakout. Okay, you played the breakout over here. You have your stop below the low. You know, please protect your position, you know, protect your cash, because the market is designed to take it. You can see that we're getting a reaction at the 50% already. So it's not looking good for the bulls at the moment. You're getting the rejection, or the reaction rather, at the 50% Fibonacci. You still need to compete with a 618, and you still need to compete with the 786. The bearish signs are here. Highest amount of volume was in the fake out. This was just a fake pump here to the upside. I've seen this play out so often, legends. And I would be curious to see how the scenario is going to unfold, especially tomorrow morning when I wake up. Okay, because I don't think all of this price action is going to play out while I'm still awake over here on the live stream. Okay, I have seen this movie so many times when you have a trend. Okay, and I can tell you guys now, retail is keeping an eye on this trend. Boy, oh boy, they are keeping an eye on this trend. But I know from a backtesting perspective, and I've often spoken about this many times, when you play the break of a trend strategy, when you have a fake out, when it leaves a wick behind and you have the highest amount of volume in the fake out, and then you pump up on much lower volume, it's usually a fake out. And now you're trading below the trend. So maybe you're going to come and retest the scene of the crime and roll back down. Okay, for me, this is the highest probable scenario at the moment. That's why I'm saying, legends, if you did attempt a long over here, maybe the break of the trend, or you had a Fibonacci retracement that you played over there, okay, finding acceptance here back above the 0.618. Let's see. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. There's some nice green volume kicking in at the moment, but, you know, we've analyzed the situation. We have our trading plan. SFP from the highs, 0.618. If we do not successfully, okay, let's build another trading plan a little bit higher up. Let's build up another trading plan. Okay, what if, let's now play out the what if scenario. While we're pumping, why not? Okay, what if price just rock and rolls here to the upside? Nothing happens at the highs. We actually break out and flip it into support, and we continue to the upside. Like I said, legends, the juicy level, okay, is upstairs. There's a juicy, very juicy level upstairs. If this is, which I think has the highest probable scenario, if this is a whoops, let me just do this again. Let's attempt this again. Grab my pen. If this is a 5-3-5 structure, or a 3-wave structure, a lightning bolt structure that's building up over here, your 1-to-1 extension is a very common target for a 3-wave structure. You have a daily level there as well. So this is where I will be paying attention. It's going to look like you want to claim the highs, and then it just rolls down, and maybe it comes back for the retest. So I want to take advantage of that move. I'm not saying it's going to do that. I'm just saying I want to take advantage of this move if you come back for a retest on the trend. Okay, let's see if the pump can last here to the upside. Cool. So 1-to-1 extension together with the daily level. I think what's also interesting about the 786 over here is that when you take a fib from the high to the low, you kind of have two 786 levels perfectly aligned over here. Okay, it's not a common target, the 786, from a fib extension perspective. It's also, there's no real price action from a resistance perspective. Okay, the obvious level is claiming this high and getting a rejection by the daily level and the 1-to-1 extension. 1-to-1. That's basically 1-to-1. Okay. Same length, three-wave structure, complex three-wave structure here to the upside. Okay, cool. Now let's clean up the kitchen over here. We have mapped out the scenarios. We know where we're looking for shorts. We know where we're looking for longs. So, legends, you know, I've told everyone it doesn't matter if you know Elliott Wave theory or not. Okay? You can still trade the levels and just observe the price reaction when you hit those levels. I used to trade very successfully even before I knew Elliott Wave theory. Okay, Elliott Wave theory now just makes it, you know, it gives it that another layer of interesting juice in terms of fib extensions and, you know, three-wave structures and five-wave structures. So it does positively contribute towards my trading strategy, but I don't need Elliott Wave theory to be a successful trader. Okay, you just watch your levels. Okay, you watch your levels and you watch the price reaction when you hit each level. Okay, cool, legends. And remember, do I have that thing open? Do I have that thing? I think I need to open it over here. I think I closed it by mistake. Let me do this. There we go. Right, give a blank screen over here. Just want to say, legends, if you'd like to come and trade with me, Bitcoin, all you need is an email and a password. Sorry, lightning is going crazy here outside. And you deposit $200, you get $100 rewards bonus. Earn 50%. Maximum $2,000, you get $1,000 extra to trade with. So 0% maker fee, 25% discount on your taker fee. Earn up to 50% deposit bonus for the money that you deposit into your features account, and you can trade with that money. I think it takes about 48 hours to activate, and all you need is an email and a password. So just wanted to share that with everyone, and it's the first link down in the description. Okay, I also have Bluffin. The more you trade, the more money, up to $100,000 get airdropped into your account. There's also activities that you can complete where money gets airdropped into your account. And also, all you need is an email and a password. Right, cool, legends. And if you want to join our Legends Pro community, here's the link for our Legends Pro community. Okay, we have a paid for section and we have a free section. And this is basically everything that you get for the free section and everything that you get for the paid for section. Also get access to the masterclass, Andy's masterclass. Okay, BTC dumping. Dewald, what was the best time to protect a position? Well, it depends on whether you're in a long or in a short. Okay, when I see weak, it's not really dumping, right? It's pumping. It's pumping at the moment, right? Dewald, if all of this is a corrective structure since 109K, yes, okay. Timing wise, when do you see us reversing? Aren't we running out of time? Let me see. That's a very good question. I actually did not look at the entire structure. Okay, so now we have to speculate. If this is the low, which we know that's the low, the question now is that the high or is that the high? And you might be saying, Dewald, but that's the high. It's the highest point, because this could be part of a corrective structure in a flat. Okay, but to make things simple, let's just take it from the high. That is the highest point and that is the lowest point. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take your time fib from the lowest point to the highest point and double click. Okay, now this is where it becomes interesting. You make a very valid point. It's not overextended, it's actually too short. Alicia, Dewald, if all of this corrective structure since 109K timing wise, when do you see us reversing? Aren't we running out of time? No, we are too early. If the, and this is now where it gets a little bit more complex. If this is the end of the impulse from this pivot to the high, this low was made before the minimum target at 25 March. The low needs to be made after the 0.382. So we're not running out of time. We're actually too early. If you use the theory that this is the end of the impulse and it's come to an end over here, it becomes a little bit more interesting as to say that, well, what if, okay, we still need another high inside of this structure. Okay, so it's basically this scenario. Okay, let me take the time fib here out the way. This scenario is starting to decrease in probabilities, but it has not been invalidated. That's the problem. It's decreasing in probabilities, but it hasn't been invalidated. Where we have formed, look at the green, okay? Focus on the green. 1, 2, 3, 4, the low is in, and we're still going to make a 5. Just focus on the green over here. Don't get confused about the other waves, because you basically have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. If I take this scenario into account, I cannot use the time fib from the low to the high, because the structure is not finished. I have to wait for this high, and then I take a time fib from this low to this high, and then there needs to be a larger corrective structure that finishes after the 0.382. The way that you measure this, okay, and this is perhaps what you mean we are running out of time, is that I have to take a time fib and measure this corrective structure. The question is, now, is one over here or is one where I've put it over here? So let's just leave one over there and give ourselves a little bit of breathing room. But now you need to measure that corrective structure from a timing perspective. So from the high to the low. And now I want to compare it to this high and where the low is now. And this low, for this fourth wave to still be valid, which now basically means I'm comparing how long it took this corrective structure against this corrective structure. Okay, I'm comparing this corrective structure against this corrective structure. I'm comparing this corrective structure against this corrective structure. Okay, because the structure is not finished. So you have a very different way of measuring the structures if the structure is potentially not finished. And I know I've said the word structure so many times, I feel like I'm structurally confusing myself over here. Right, okay, cool, legends. But then, very interesting, we are now past the 1-to-1 extension. And the low was made after the 1-to-1 extension, which basically means that this corrective structure, okay, is a little bit longer than 1 times the length of this corrective structure, which is perfectly fine. It can even go to the 2, it can even go to the 3, and the reason my 4 and my 5 starts getting dangerous colors where I have orange and red over here is this is where it becomes overextended and dangerous. But anywhere in this zone is perfectly fine for this low to be made. And it was made after the 1-to-1, which is perfectly fine, where you could potentially build upwards momentum to go and complete the final 5th wave. And only once this 5th wave is in, can you take your time fib from this low to this high, and now you're looking for a much longer, larger corrective structure. Because now once the impulse is finished, okay, you now need a corrective structure that matches the impulse. Preferably a 1-to-1 after the 0.382, but you guys get the point, okay? Right, cool. Let's just take this, clean it up ever so slightly. Actually, I want to leave that time fib in there and just slap it into this folder so we know it's there, right? We know it's there. Okay, clean up the kitchen. I love this cloth. It wipes so nice and clean. Okay, you just click a button and then the chart is nice and clean. Right, let's go back here onto the 1 hour time frame. It looks like it wants to continue. Let's see what is CVD doing. Ooh, okay. You got berry CVD against these pivots. Price is above, and if we swing failure pattern now, there's a high chance we're going to come claim the lows. If this is now what I'm seeing based on CVD, because I have traded CVD 1,000 times, is that when you build up berry CVD against certain pivots and price finds momentum back down, if price is over there, okay, there's a high, very high chance you're going to come claim the lows. As long as price is above these highs, it needs to stay above. Then there's a chance price can continue. Okay. So let's see. It's trying to keep it, it's really trying. It's like, do I still have a pump in me? Right? Let's see how this plays out, legends. But I mean, I just didn't like the local bearish CVD, but we have to acknowledge, okay, we do have some insane bullish CVD on the higher time frames. Okay. Bullish CVD, bullish CVD, bullish CVD. It's just the local CVD is not playing ball, but I mean CVD is an indicator at the end of the day, and it's not 100% accurate. It's round about 74% accurate. So you will still have that 26% of the times, okay, almost messed up my math over here, 26% of the times it will not play out. Right, if price continues here to the upside, and still builds berry CVD, and it starts building berry CVD against these pivots, okay, so it moves up and it starts building berry CVD, higher high on, okay, there's a good chance you're going to swing failure from the high over there. Okay, let's see. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Let's see if it's going to be interesting to see if my bet is going to play out. Okay, I might lose this bet because it looks like it's, it wants to continue to the upside. It was just not a high probable trade for me, okay, but it did find support. In hindsight, price did find support at support, okay, this is support. It found support at the highs and it got the bounce here to the upside. So I'm not sure, I'm not sure if anyone here in the live stream actually got into this long. I didn't trust it. I didn't trust it, and I will look for the next trading setup. It's as simple as that. I need to trust my trading strategy and my rules. I just need to trust it. And sometimes it price goes in the opposite way because I'm trusting my trading system. And then, it's for me, it's as simple as just looking for a next trading setup. It really is that simple. I have a long. Well done, Mr. Pumpy Dumper. I have a long. Dewald, there was local bullish CVD on yellow line. Local bullish CVD on the yellow line. Let's see. Where is the local bullish CVD? There's no, I don't see it. I do not see the local bullish CVD. Okay, there's your lowest point right over there. You took it with that point over there, but there's I don't see the bullish CVD. Right now it is doing the butterfly pattern in 15-minute time frame. Butterfly pattern, 15-minute time frame. Let's see. I actually haven't looked at harmonics. I want to see what the harmonics are doing. Okay, is it in reverse? Butterfly? Are you? I'm not sure. It's easier for me. I'm a picture person, because you could be looking at a butterfly over here. You could be looking at a butterfly, or you're looking at the entire structure. So it could be this one. Okay, this is the one that I see, but then you have to reject in this zone somewhere, and then you come down, right? I'm not sure if it's this one. I do see a cup and handle pattern. Cup and handle, which time frame? Where's the cup and handle? I don't see it, right? Are you talking about this being a cup? It's a very skew cup. It's a very, I mean, this is a bump and run. Yes, this is a bump and run pattern, right? Where you have the bump phase and you have the run phase to come and claim these highs. That is a pattern. That's the pattern that I see over here. But a cup and handle like this, I don't know. I haven't seen a skew cup and handle like this. The coffee's going to spill over. Okay, it needs to be a nice little straight cup and handle. Unless it's not pretty. Right, legends. Anyways, regardless of the pattern, okay, whether you see a butterfly, whether you see a cup and handle, I trade level to level. It's as simple as that. We're currently getting the pump here to the upside. I did not expect that. I will just look for the next trading scenario, but I want to see how we're going to react at the highs. Do we have, yes, no. Yes, we do have bearish CVD building up still. We have bearish CVD on yellow. Not on white, not on blue just as yet. Okay, but you have lower high on price action and you have bearish CVD more locally building up. Okay, let's see. You know, legends, for me, it was just, I don't like this. If it continues, so be it. I will look for the next trading setup. Okay, I didn't like the long because of the local bearish CVD I spotted. It did hit support. Okay, but now it is what it is. It's continuing here to the upside, which actually looks better. Okay, the fact that it is continuing here to the upside actually looks better, because I was just like, why did it not hit a minimum target? Okay, that is the minimum target. You want to, when you have a three-wave structure to the upside, like, you know, that was really concerning and confusing to me. Why did we not hit a minimum target? At least the 0.618, which is a rare target. The most common target is the 121 and the 1.236. That is the most common target. So if, for the bulls, if momentum is going to continue here to the upside, there's your target. And it's basically, the bump and run will most likely play out where you claim the highs. Bump and run, done. Tick the boxes. And you have a three-wave structure that rejects either at the 1.236 or the 1-to-1 extension. Okay. Right. Let's go through some more comments. Where would you take a short? At the levels that I've identified to the upside. So first level that I'm going to watch over here is a swing failure from the high. Remember, I will only consider the short if I see the price action that I like. I'm not going to consider a short as long as it's pumping. Ain't no way. I'm not putting a limit order over here and hoping for the best. And then tomorrow morning I wake up and price is over here. No, it's not how I trade. I want to see price react at the level. Okay, so what I will do is I will typically now, after the live stream, I'll take a magnet and I'll snap a line on there. Or you can just, you know, put an alarm with your normal way as well. And then I will put an alarm. Once my alarm goes off and I am awake and I can be in front of the charts, I will come and pay attention. Once the alarm goes off, ding, 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 ding. If the alarm goes off, then I will see, well, what happens here? If price breaks through and it falls back down and I see that, then I will attempt a short, because then I know where to put my stop loss. If price is trading above my level, I'm not interested in a short, because then it can continue momentum to the upside. Okay, right. Legends, where did we reject? Did we reject by the 0.88? Because that increases probabilities of taking the high ever so slightly front run, the 0.88. Okay, if we tap the 0.88, you do increase the, which we haven't. If you do tap the 0.88, you increase the probabilities of taking the high. And this is where I want to pay attention. So this is the first shorting zone that I'm looking at. If price continues to the upside, then, right, purely from a price action perspective, you have a pivot, you have pivots. Now I want to see if there's any confluence. So you take a fib from the high to the low. Yeah, I mean, this 786, it just, you know, it feels like it's just standing here all by its lonesome. There's no consolidation area to support this level. So more than likely, you're going to come here to the 0.88. Okay. So 0.88, I also want to see if I take a trend-based fib from the low to the high, measuring this as a three-wave structure. Yeah, I mean, that one-to-one extension is slightly above the 0.88. But how crazy would it be if price continues to the upside? Okay, and it just looks like it's going to come and claim the highs, and it falls over. How crazy would that be? Because that is what corrective structures love to do. They love to tease you, wanting to go and claim the highs, and they don't. Right, cool, legends. Also, I want to go through Link, and if there's time, I want to go through ETH as well. And if there's not time, I will go through ETH tomorrow. But currently getting the rejection. Are we forming bullish CVD? No, not yet. Okay, no bullish CVD just as yet. We almost claimed the high. We did not tap the 0.88. So there's a chance that it could reject. Okay, so it's struggling over here. Let's see. It's not an easy zone, legends. Not an easy zone. If you were in the long, I hope you're paying yourself and you're taking profits. If you did, like someone said over here, a couple of you, if you can like to have been in a long over here because you acknowledge that we are hitting support. You did not care about the bearish CVD. You just traded price action. That is sometimes something that I do like to do, legends. Sometimes when CVD is a little bit confusing, it doesn't make sense and it gives mixed signals. You have bullish and bearish CVD mixing up. I like to just trade price action. Okay, you've hit support, you got the bounce. Okay, when you start hitting resistance, you take profits, especially if you hit the high, because that's your trade. You leave some of the position open for higher levels. It would be hilarious if we now fall down here, but it still wouldn't make sense. I mean, you know, legends, I'm acknowledging the weakness, highest amount of volume at the rejection. I'm acknowledging the weakness, but it still doesn't make sense that if this is a three-wave structure, why did we not take a, you know, I like levels to be tapped. And if levels are not tapped, I'm scratching my head trying to figure out, well, why did we exactly reject over there? I want to know. And I'm going to figure it out. And tomorrow I'll most probably tell you why we rejected over here. I'm going to figure that out. Right. Okay, cool. Now, legends, what I want to do is, Dewald, after you finish BTC-TA, can you look deep into Chainlink? You previously mentioned in the morning update? Yes, Tadas, I am going to do Chainlink over here. So legends, not much more to analyze over here. Okay, it's not an easy structure. I mean, yes, can you count this as an impulse? Yes, you can count this as an impulse. Problem is, it can be a 1 and it can be an A wave, and it can even be a C wave. We don't know what damn wave this is. Okay, what we do know is that this is a three-wave structure. This is an ABC. This could be an ABC. Now, what is this? I was thinking that maybe it's going to form another A, B, C. And then and for C to come to an end over here is just very strange. It's a very short C. A, B, C, and you don't even tap a minimum target. It's a little bit strange. Okay, but nonetheless, legends, we have our levels. We know where to short and look for longs. Okay, and it's just about observing the price reaction when we hit those levels. If I'm not awake, then I'll do another trading plan tomorrow, because that's what I like to do. Okay, I have a shorting area a little bit above. I like this little pivot together with a 1-to-1. That's another shorting zone for me if we do get there. Okay, 786, I will see what happens over here. It just feels like it's standing in the middle of nowhere, right? And then longing plan here at the bottom at the daily level that has not been tapped. So if price maybe rejects, okay, pay attention to this zone over here. Okay, cool. That's in summary. Now, I want to pay a little bit of attention here to Link. Let's go on to the daily time frame, and I even want to go out to the 3-day. Let's go to the 3-day time frame. Okay, remember to smash up that like button, legends, for the alpha, for the education. How many people, by the way, do we have here on the stream? 307 people watching the live stream, and we have 92 likes. Damn, that is bearish. Okay, it's not as bullish as Bitcoin here at the moment. That is extremely bearish. Right. Guys, if you have a like left in you, why not share it over here? All it takes for you is to click the like button. You know, I'm here. I'm giving you guys the education. I'm bringing you the analysis, the trading plans, the setups. And all I'm asking is that you hit that like button. Right. Okay, cool. Now, legends, let's take that out the way. Let's start it off simple over here. Looking at Chainlink. And the reason I have done technical analysis on Chainlink is because Chainlink is considered the most stable altcoin, even more stable than Ethereum. The structures are so easy to count from an Elliott Wave perspective. It is this slow little dinosaur that still gets to where it needs to go, but it has beautiful structures. It has nice long consolidation areas. It respects Elliott Wave theory and Fibonacci levels. It's a very beautiful coin to trade, but it does move slowly. Okay, so it has some pros and cons. So there's a bearish and there's a bullish case scenario. So maybe to entertain everyone over here is let's entertain the bullish case scenario. Okay. The only bullish case scenario that is left here for Mr. Chainlink, okay, and I want to focus on this structure over here, just this little structure. Because one could argue, what if this is, and this is the bearish structure, ABC, we're done, okay, and we're going to fall down, right? That's the, but I want to focus now on the bullish case scenario. Let's say Bitcoin finds some strength, the low is in, and it's going to make a contracting diagonal with 3 wave structures, and it's going to continue here to the upside. Okay. The only bullish structure that is left for Chainlink, the last bullish structure, okay, because a lot of structures has now been eliminated. So it actually does make it nice to know that there's only one more bullish structure left, because now I don't have to look at multiple scenarios. Is a 112. Okay, let me quickly draw. I think I did. Here we go. I was like, I did prepare all of these things. Where did it go? Okay, just didn't see the folder over there. And what a 112 basically means is that, look at, let's just make this nice and bright and thick so everyone can see what I'm referring to. I'm now referring to the bright green count. Okay, we have formed a 1. Inside of your 1, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We went down for a 2. And this little structure over here is another 1. And it's now gone back down for another 2. So you have a 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Then look at green again. You have a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then inside of your third wave, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is your bullish structure. It's the only structure that still makes sense, that has not been invalidated from a bullish perspective. Okay? What will invalidate this structure is that if I go, let's just zoom in a little bit over here when I go onto the daily time frame. And can you guys see, I specifically put this box in here. Can you guys see the support box over here? Support, 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 support. You get the point. Support, you lost it. Resistance, resistance, you broke out. Support, and now you came back for a RS flip. So now you need to flip this into support, because here it was resistance, it broke out, and it never came back for retest. Now it's back. So you want this level to hold. A very, very important level for Link. I don't care about this level. I don't care. Okay, I can actually take it out. That level doesn't matter. It's this level that matters over here. Because for a 112, okay, I now need to zoom into this structure over here. And let me just switch off the scenario like such. And what you want to do is you want to take a fib from this low, to the high. I see a lot of people take their fib from not that low. Not this low. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has to be this low. $8.1. Okay. And you can see link. Yes, let me just get it exactly. Okay. Almost tapped the 786, which is a maximum target for a second wave. So if this is a 1, 2, it's now in the maximum territory for a second wave, which ironically is also massive support. So you want Link to find support in here for the bullish structure to remain intact. If you take this low at $8.1, and I know it's still very far away, okay, from where price is now to the low, you're still looking at a 50% retracement. So Link still has a chance for upwards momentum. I mean, something really bad needs to happen for Link to dump here by 50%. So you are now in the zone where you want the second wave to complete. And it can still get choppy here, and it hasn't really tapped the 786. It ever so slightly front run it. You can see it over here. Okay, look at that. Did not tap the 786. Ever so slightly front run it. So maybe, you want Link to start going sideways, break the trend, go sideways. Maybe it comes back down, it taps the 786 properly, and then it starts finding upwards momentum. It starts breaking trends, it starts making higher highs, higher lows, and then off to the races we go. Right? That's the beautiful structure that could potentially play out over here. And then you are potentially, from a target perspective, if the structure has to remain intact, where we're looking at a 112 to the upside, okay, you are looking at around about $61, $62 Link. Okay. Bearish. Bearish is actually very simple. I don't even have to go into a lot of detail. Okay, bearish is, this is an A, B, C. And it's starting to form impulses to the downside that's going to take the low and invalidate the bullish structure. It's as simple as that. And then maybe it's going to find support inside of this consolidation area and go sideways again for a very long time, because this looks like where the selling pressure is getting exhausted. And then we're going to start accumulating, like we did over here, start accumulating some Link, and then hope for that next breakout at some point back to the upside. Okay. So that is, it's as simple as that, legends. It really is as simple as that. On the 3-day chart, back onto the 3-day chart, I just have to highlight this scenario as well, okay, on the log scale, just quickly. Right, let me take the fibs here out the way. And, right, legends. Here you have formed a big one during the previous bull cycle. Big one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big one. We went into a bear market to form wave 2. And now we are busy with a macro third wave. So it would make sense, in order to create a macro third wave where the number 1 is already completed, maybe it makes sense to build a 112, because you want an explosion to the upside to go and finish your third wave. So from a macro perspective, the structure actually makes perfect sense. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and you go and complete your third wave. I think this is what this cycle is going to potentially offer us over here for Link, if we do get momentum continuing to the upside. This is going to be our bear market, where the bull market has come to an end and Bitcoin starts dropping. Okay, and then during the next cycle, we are going to make the final 5th wave for Link to the upside. Okay. Bull market in 1, bull market in 3, bull market in 5. Third waves, I just have to say, are usually the most bullish, the most aggressive. Okay, and as you guys can see over here, I'm not calling for this target by any stretch of the imagination, but when you start looking at targets over here, you could get $200, $300 Link, because I try to keep it very conservative, but these third waves can get very, very punchy. I don't know where it's going to end. I just kept it conservatively at minimum targets. And that is basically the technical analysis here on Link. If you'd like to come and trade Link, links down in the description. I've got weeks where you get 50% deposit bonus back and bluffing, and all you need is an email and a password. Right. Cool, legends. Let's go through some comments. What is Bitcoin doing? It's struggling, huh? It's really struggling here by the trend for some reason. I want to see CVD. Let's see. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Mr. Pumpy Dumpy. Absolute pleasure, man. Can we look at AR? Right, legends. I am running a little bit out of time over here. I wouldn't mind talking about AR. Okay. I can talk about AR for a couple of minutes. Dewald, what are we forming? An ABC correction after the... are you talking about Bitcoin? Or are you talking about Link, the one that I've just analyzed? Not sure. Right, but I think I'm way too down in the comments. Let's go to the fresh comments. Let's not lose hope. Yes, let's not lose hope. And if you have been watching my previous live streams, you guys will know that I am most probably the only peanut in the packet that has actually spoken about a super cycle. And people call me batshit crazy, but I have said it does not have a high probability. The highest probability at the moment is still to go and make one more high at $120,000. That scenario still carries the highest probability. For us to go into a super cycle, there's something really magical that needs to happen. Okay? And, you know, like I discussed the last time in my live stream, the bulls or the market makers have not made it easy where they placed the low. They've not made it very easy. They made it very confusing. I wanted, and I know this sounds really bad, I wanted price to go down lower. Really wanted price to go down lower, because the lower price goes, it invalidates the $120,000 scenario, and it actually gives the super cycle, which is way more bullish, a higher probability. And I know that sounds crazy. You want price to go down lower? Yes, because I wanted to invalidate the $120,000 scenario. That's why I want price to go down lower. But where price bounce also opens up the door to higher levels. So once again, the market makers has not made it easy, right? They've now left the door open. Then when we hit 120, a lot of people might start taking profits. But we could go into a super cycle. Very interesting. And, you know, when you look at coins like Link, and let's just say, you know, it's legends for this, let's just say, and I'm tripping over my words over here, that this scenario is going to play out. Okay, let's just put on the hat to say that, okay, it's going to play out. We had a crystal ball, and the crystal ball says, Dewald, this scenario is confirmed, it's going to play out. Okay, I almost want to say that you need a super cycle for this third wave. You almost need to get a super cycle, or you need dominance to absolutely collapse while Bitcoin goes to $120,000. Okay, you need dominance to fall hard. And then when the money starts flowing into the alt ecosystem, Link and AR, they still have a chance to go and hit their targets. Okay, or you need a super cycle, slow and steady to the upside. Getting the rejection. Are we getting the rejection? Legends, I'm not laughing because I'm potentially right over here. I'm laughing because technical analysis never ceases to amaze me. Sometimes you do technical analysis and you're like, ah, man, you know, is it even reliable? Does it play out? And then when technical analysis played out, because you analyze that price has a higher probability of falling to the downside or maybe going to the upside, and the technical analysis plays out more often than not. So 70% of the time you are right and 30% of the time you are not right, and that's why you trade with stop losses. It is nice to have that, okay, technical analysis actually makes sense, right? Okay. So currently still failing to break the trend, legends. Still failing to break the damn trend. And I think what's interesting about that little pivot to the upside, if we are going to continue to the downside is that for the bears, you have tapped the maximum bearish target. And maybe I should have said that when we were looking at this scenario. As long as you do not tap the 0.88, the bears are still in control. As long as you do not tap the 0.88, there's a much higher probability that you are going to move lower. Do you guys remember this? I've seen this movie before a couple of times. Do you guys remember? Do you remember this? Let me zoom in. Because this is a short that we did on the live stream, which I missed out on. And most of the people caught the short. Do you guys remember? This? Phew, that was a close call. This is on a Friday when I was in a live stream and I said everyone exactly the same thing. As long as we do not tap the 0.88 and we front run it by like $3 or $4, we're going down. This is where you short. This is where you enter. This is where you put your stop loss. I got stopped out because I was too defensive with the trade. And then the next day, everyone sent me screenshots of their P&L showing off their awesome trades here to the downside. Okay? I mean, guys, the rest is history, right? We just... That was an epic short. Right? I'm not sure if anyone left that. I know there's a couple of legends like SGS and some of the people, they left the position open. They shorted together with me in the live stream and they left their position open till this zone over here. And I'm not sure if they took profits already or if they're still expecting lower. Right? But some of the legends took the short with me and they did not take profits until we started hitting these areas over here. So epic short. So, you know, technical analysis, you know, it does not lie. And then again, legends, okay, if I go here onto the 4-hour time frame, just a very simple FIB pool. Last week, Friday, it looks like everything happens on Fridays for some reason. I did a FIB pool from this high to the low to the high. And I spoke about this level, 1.618, okay, in the Legends Pro community. There was a 50% Fibonacci level on the macro time frame. There was a 50% Fib. It's the 1.618. It was the 1.236 when you measure this wave to the downside. And I said, Legends, this is where you have to look for a long. Have to look for. This is where you want to pay attention. This structure to the downside was very confusing to count from an Elliott Wave perspective. But then when you hit targets, this is where you open your eyes and you pay attention. Okay, this is where we longed. I got into that long. I already took closed most of the position already. I have such a tiny position still open. It doesn't even make sense to share that, right? But I longed this zone over here, and we got the bounce. So we shorted, we longed, purely based on technical analysis. And sometimes we are wrong. It doesn't matter how good your technical analysis is. You are going to be wrong. Not maybe. You are going to be wrong. As long as you are wrong less than you are right, okay, and you trade with a stop loss, you'll be successful. Okay, but I mean, psychology plays a big role as well. It's not just technicals. Right, and you know, Legends, there's been many times here on the live streams where I'm like, okay, guys, you know, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And it doesn't happen. We fall down, for example. Or we're going to fall down and then we pump up, right? You do get it wrong sometimes. This is why we trade with stop losses, and this is why we observe the price action when we hit certain levels. So from a technical perspective, okay, this to me still screams weakness. Even if we get another breakout here to the upside, this is weakness. So I would actually love for this technical analysis to play out and go and claim the lows so that we can see, okay, this actually carries high probability. When you see a high candle rejecting from a trend and you pump with less volume to the upside and you get acceptance back below the trend, this was potentially just a retest, scene of the crime, and now we're going to follow suit to the backside, to the downside. So this scenario plays out 7 out of 10 times. So there's a 30% chance that it goes against you, and that's why you trade with a stop loss. Okay, but this movie just looks so familiar. I've just seen this movie before, and I mean, there's a 30% chance that I'm wrong, legends. Okay, you did not tap the 0.88. Did not tap the 0.88. And as long as you do not tap the 0.88, there's a higher chance of going down and even claiming these lows, and maybe even go lower. Who knows, right? But we do have support here. At the lows, we have a daily level and we have a 50% Fibonacci. So let's see, okay? It's just not a good sign. Even now here, okay, it's not a good sign that you're failing to break out. You're leaving more weeks to the upside, okay? It's not a good sign. Actually, it's a very bearish sign. Right, so let's see, legends. We have some slight bullish CVD against these two pivots. On the lower time frame, I can see a little bit of bullish CVD. Okay, we have bullish CVD. Okay, it's just going to be interesting. I just want to see how this is going to play out. We have bullish CVD against those two pivots. Right, the target is the high. Not that high. The target is this high. So maybe falls back down. Let's see. Let's see if it plays out. If it doesn't play out and we continue momentum to the upside, well, you know, then it's the 30% chance that the technical analysis didn't work out. And maybe tomorrow we'll be 70% right again. Okay. Cool. Should we short now? Right, well, you know, if you want to short, the risk management does look amazing. There is signs of weakness. I unfortunately am not a financial advisor and I cannot tell you where you need to short and long, okay? But all I'm saying is that as long as you don't tap the 0.88, the probabilities are higher to move down. If price comes up and it taps the 0.88, then the probabilities switches. Then you could go and claim the high, and this is why I'm looking at the high for potential short. If it just punches through and price is above my area of interest, no short. Okay, right, cool. Legends, I will go through Ethereum. I know I needed to go through Ethereum, but I am running out of time. It's almost an hour and a half here already. And show some love. Guys, hit the like button. Yes, I will go through AR tomorrow, and I'll also go through Ethereum tomorrow. I know I said I was going to go through Ethereum today, but I'm running out of time. Okay, because I want to spend some good time on Ethereum, like I did with Link. Okay, and I will go through AR, and you know, we can also do some altcoin requests. So you guys can, so what you can do is, if you have altcoin requests, after this live stream, go and write a comment, because I look at every single comment for your specific altcoin request. And can I please ask one altcoin request per person? If you post more than one altcoin, I will choose one of the 10 that you have, because I remember there was once where I asked this question, please go and post your altcoin request after the stream, and one person posted his entire portfolio. Okay, all 24 coins. And I was just like, I'm not going to analyze 24 coins inside of one person's portfolio. I want to give everyone a little bit of a altcoin request. So you guys can go and post your altcoin requests here after the live stream. See, Simba, I do see that you want me to talk about ETH. How low can ETH go? And I will tell you guys tomorrow. Okay, so make sure that you tune in tomorrow. But I mean, ETH, you know, this actually needs to be green. So maybe just to tame some of your curiosity, ETH is hitting critical support. So without diving into Elliott Wave theory, you can see resistance, support. Resistance, resistance. You broke out. You came back for retest. You came back for retest, so this is a very important line in the sand. And as long as ETH can hold this line over here from a simple support and resistance perspective, it has a chance to still find upwards momentum, but it needs to hold this zone. Okay, It's a pity it lost that low over there, but I will tackle that scenario tomorrow. Okay, it's a pity it lost that low, because that was actually, that it would have been way more bullish for ETH if it did not lose this low. Way more bullish, but now it lost the low. It's actually not looking good for ETH. I think ETH is doing its own thing during this cycle. It just does not want to play ball, right? But okay, let me not spill the beans, because I feel like I want to get into this now, and I want to, you know, keep this. We're dumping here to the downside. How beautiful is that? Okay, cool. Always with Dewald streams. BTC dumping. Yes, I see. It's dumping, right, legends? The probability, the technical analysis played out. You know, the signs of weakness was can like to have been there, and now we're currently getting a dump here to the downside. Okay, this is not, you know, it's if we still do continue, if we for some miracle make a lower high and then we try again, it's just, I don't like this price action. I don't like the local bearish CVD. I don't like this wick that we left behind on the highest amount of volume. And now you can see the selling pressure to the downside is actually higher volume. So it looks like, you know, it's going to go down, right? At least to come and claim these lows and this low. That's what it looks like right now. The probabilities, because we did not tap the 0.88, the probabilities are higher to move down. If you tap the 0.88, the probabilities switches and you could go higher. Exactly what happened over. Yeah. I mean, this was just such an epic live stream, okay? And now it feels like today is another epic live stream. It was not easy today. This level was easier for some reason for me, okay? This level was just so much easier. But, you know, this is also where I said, legends, you know, no financial advice, okay? Please read between the lines. If I was in front of the chart and I was not doing the live stream, this is where you short. This is where you put your stop loss. That's what I said. I even made a short about it to clip out a piece of the live stream. I said, this is where you short, this is where you put your stop loss. Okay. And again, well, you know, now the trade is already played out. I don't FOMO into trades. Okay. Where can we like to be? Right, legend. Sorry, I'm losing my spot over here. As long as you do not claim the 0.88 probabilities are higher to move down. Now you've already lost, you know, please guys, don't FOMO into a trade unless you can manage your risk, and you know, that was the zone to short. BTC dumping, yes, let's hope Crypto Summit will change everything. You know, I think Friday is going to be a very interesting day, legends. You know, I think it's on Friday, Tadas, I'm not sure if that's how I pronounce your name. I think Friday is going to be a very, very interesting day because we have high impact news on Friday. Okay, let me go to the news calendar here quick. Oops, I think that's the wrong one. It's not this one. Let's do this again. Losing my bearings there for a moment. Okay, let's go to high impact. On Friday, we have non-farm payrolls, we have unemployment rate, and we have a speech, and then also I think we have that crypto thing that people are talking about. Okay, so it's going to be a very, very interesting Friday. Maybe we're going to have a nice little, very volatile Friday, trading up and down, short and long, or maybe just longs to the upside. Because, you know, when there's a crypto conference happening, that's usually a nice little bullish crypto summit. Yes, when there's a crypto summit and Trump is going to be there and they're going to talk about crypto and maybe do some crypto reserve announcements, you know, maybe that's going to be maybe we're going to have a very, very bullish Friday. So perhaps what price could do over here now is that take the dump now to the downside so that we can get a pump on Friday. Okay, maybe that's what Bitcoin wants to do. Maybe it wants to take the dump so that when Friday comes, we can take the pump. Right. Legends, smash up that like button for the education. Remember, for the best exchanges and the best deals and lowest trading fees, weeks and bluffing, where you only need an email and a password to trade. If you'd like to come and join our Legends Pro community, link down in the description. That is unfortunately all I have time for today. Have yourselves a great evening, afternoon, or morning from wherever you are in the world. I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers for now.